Jurors heard recorded interviews in the theft case of a Fort Worth funeral home director. Dondre Johnson is accused of taking money and not providing services for several families. Fox 4's Phil Alvarado is at the courthouse in Fort Worth. Phil.
Heather, the jury did hear from Dondre Johnson by way of those tapes, audio tapes made by police when they interviewed him about the bodies were found in his mortuary. Johnson told police that some of those bodies were going to be cremated the very next day, although he'd already been evicted from his business and the mortuary had been abandoned. Prosecutors played the audio tapes made as police confronted Johnson about 8 bodies found decaying in his Johnson family mortuary. The state says Johnson took thousands of dollars from people to cremate their loved ones, but that none of that was done. Fort Worth Police Detective Matthew Barron testified Johnson told him the bodies were never embalmed and some had been there for months in an unrefrigerated garage. The audio is difficult to hear, but in a police-recorded interview, Johnson gives one explanation of why the bodies were still in the mortuary.
It's really not careless, just because of lack of paperwork.
Completely unshot, normal, everyday business, what it appears.
Detective Barron says he was contacted by families who had received cremated ashes that were supposed to belong to their relatives, although the bodies were still in Johnson's mortuary. Now, testimony has ended for the day. It starts up again on Monday. This trial is expected to last most of next week. Heather?
Phil Alvarado in Fort Worth tonight.